Hey guys, it's Kelly. I know it's been a minute since I made a video, and I'm sorry about that, but as you can see, this one's a movie review. Before I get into it, I do have a few things I would like to say. First, Jesse is uploading on Tuesday, so that's exciting. He tweeted about it, like saying, I have to get the tweet because I forgot exactly what he said, but something has to do with like one of his viral videos. You know we love sequels on the McDrugganite channel. Stay tuned for Tuesday next week. I follow up to one of my favorite videos of all time and one of my most viral. So the most viral is Psycho Dad Shreds Video Games, so maybe it has to do with that. I mean, he already did like a Rolly voice all that once, so man, I don't know, but it's exciting. Most of you don't follow him on Twitter. He got another doctor that says, and he said this doctor's better, so that's good news. So hopefully he'll be on the road to recovery. What else? Also too, my friend Jacob, he has a video coming out on July 19th, and I'm going to be in it. I'm going to be like a guest appearance in it, so make sure you check that out. His link is in the description. I already recorded what I needed to for that. What else was I going to say? I think that's it. Oh, and Jeffrey uploaded today about him and Miranda, you know, having a baby. Their baby's due in July, so next month, so we'll be having that baby soon. Pretty much him, he put like a watermelon on his, you know, like taped the watermelon on him to like mimic being pregnant, so you can see how it feels. I mean, there's plenty of videos of guys doing that, getting like, or like actually they make those like pregnancy bellies you can get to like put on you. So I mean, that's cool. I didn't watch the video. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, not sure. But check out his channel. Maybe he'll start uploading again once the baby comes, who knows. But that's exciting for Jesse too. He's gonna be an uncle, so I'm sure he's excited for that. But in other news, that's pretty much it. I do have some video ideas I want to film. I just have to like do it, and yeah. But anyways, let's get into this movie review. I watched The Strangers, Chapter 1. It's the new one that came out this year. It came out on May 17th. So it's like a month and a half-ish old now. What else was I going to say? Oh, and I also watched this other movie called Imaginary. That came out March 8th, so that's a couple months old. But that was a good movie. It was freaky. I recommend it. Pretty much, I'm going to do a quick breakdown of it. I was going to do a movie review video on that, but I like decided not to. You know, like, because what I've been doing now, like with the last few too, I write everything down in my notes. Like, throughout the video, I make, the movie, I make notes just so it's easier for me to remember everything and so I can talk about it for you guys. So, anyways, Imaginary, I'm just going to kind of give a quick breakdown of it. It's an hour-and-a-half movie. It's this guy with his wife and his kids, which is her stepkids. The woman's black. Not that it matters, you know. But I'm just saying, she's black, and the guy's white, and she has 2 daughters, 15, and I don't know how old the little one is. But pretty much they move into the woman's, her name's Jessica, the woman's younger house. It's Jessica, the older one's Taylor, the younger one's Alice. I do not know the father's name. He wasn't really in the movie too much, or he's not really relevant to it, but. So they moved into Jessica's old family home she grew up in, and basically this little girl ends up having this imaginary friend that turns out not to be just imaginary friends. It's a good movie. There's lots of twists and turns in it. I really thought it was good. Like I said, it's only an hour and a half. I recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. You can rent it for like $5.99, I think. Same with The Stranger Chapter 1. That's on Amazon. You can rent that for like $19.99, or you could buy it for $24. So the thing is, with The Strangers, you know, it just came out May 17th, so it's like it's been out not even like just a little over a month, right? Like a month and a half-ish, not even, you know. But like, with like Imagine, that's been out since March, so what's like 4 or 5 months? No, March, April, May, June, like 4 months. So, you know. Anyways, so if you guys don't want to get spoiled for The Strangers, I'm just kind of going to talk about the movie, what happens in it. I'm obviously not going to spoil the ending because I think you guys should watch it. But if you guys don't want to know anything about it, just you can, I guess, end the video here. But I mean, if you're watching it, yeah. So basically, if you didn't know, The Strangers is inspired. I almost said expired. Inspired by the Manson family murders. Now, you guys might know the Manson family murders. Charles Manson, you might have heard of him. He wasn't necessarily killed anyone. He had people kill for him. He like started this whole cult thing. To be honest, I don't know, like, I know some stuff, I don't know, like, details, but there's plenty of documentaries you can watch if you're interested. He died in prison, but, yeah, that's interesting, I didn't know that. So, there's 2 other, Stranger movies out there. There's, like, the original one, and the one that's called The Strangers Pray at Night. Those 2 movies are good, I recommend watching them. pretty much the strangers is like, it's a family, a father, a wife, the father, mother, and the daughter. They have this mask. The father wears his like white like sack over his head, and the daughter and mother have these like weird like masks that look like they have their makeup done and stuff. It's like a doll mask. I think one of them is actually called like doll face. I have to Google that, but so the movie starts off this couple named, let me just double check the names. Maya and Ryan, they were celebrating their anniversary, 5 years. They're not married, they were just, traveling. It's just like they've been dating for 5 years, so they were traveling. Then their GPS lost signal, so they ended up like in Venus, Oregon. That's where the movie takes place, by the way, in Oregon. Venus, Oregon. Never heard of it, but I don't know anything about Oregon, so they ended up at this diner, and like when they walk in, everyone was looking at them. It was really weird. And so they were at the diner. They went to get back in their car wouldn't start, and there was like these two mechanic guys that were staring at them like when they first got to the diner, helped them out, and you know, but they had to leave the car there, and they went to this Airbnb place, and that's like kind of the setting of where the movie takes place, at this Airbnb. Okay. Man in the Mask, Doll Face, and Pinup Girl are the names of the killers in this movie. Okay, so anyways, they get to the place, and Ryan, he has asthma, so he left his inhaler in the car, and this Airbnb had a motorcycle. This Airbnb, by the way, is like in the woods. It's like a cabin type thing in the woods. Pretty big house though. He needs to go get his inhaler, so he goes on the motorcycle, and that's when like you can see the strangers, right? They kind of just in the background of things. You see like the guy walking behind the girl in the house. So pretty much, if you've seen the other Strangers movies, you know, like they have the, I think it's the daughter, which would be, I would say be Pinup Girl would be the daughter. So Pinup Girl, she knocks on the door and asks, is Tamara here? And that's like that in other movies too. Same thing. You can't see her face though. It's just like a black silhouette of the girl. She just knocks, answers. She did that a couple times. Then like when she answers the door, after the first time it was when Ryan was still at the house, and then once he left to go get his inhaler, it was just Maya. When she answered, you can see like behind her the guy walking, man in a mask walking. So that was freaky. Then like she was playing Maya was playing the piano. At one point you can see the man in a mask behind her. Like there was a mirror above the piano, so you can like see his reflection in the mirror. It's creepy. So yeah, she was just chilling at the Airbnb. She was like smoking weed at one point, just chilling. She took a shower. She was drying her hair. Then the lights went out. And then she was trying to like find the breaker, and she opens this closet, and there was 3 masks in there. I can't remember the first one, but one was like this like skull mask that had like bedazzled. There's like bedazzled, you know. There's like the skull mask, and there was like this creepy pig mask and the 3rd mask. So that made me think that might have been the stranger's house, you know, because of the mask. But who knows? That wasn't confirmed, so I don't know for sure. That's just my thoughts on it. What was I gonna do? What was it? So, and then she sees Doll Face. Doll Face. And then she hides in the closet, and you hear footsteps walking towards the closet, and end up being her boyfriend, Ryan. Finds her, and then, you know, first he doesn't believe her, because once the lights get back on, there was like the painting that looks similar to the mask that the woman was wearing. So he thought it was just that. So then they kind of just was chilling and stuff. They were eating dinner at the kitchen table. He got this like hamburgers and fries, and all of a sudden blood started dripping from the ceiling. They look up, and there was an animal. Now I couldn't tell what the animal was. It was hard to tell. My sister Gloria, she thought it was a turkey. Yes, me and her and my mom watched the movie together. She thought it was a turkey, but they ran out, and that's when it kind of started to go down. And like at that time too, when that was happening, the man in the mask breaks in through the door with the axe. He carries an axe, and that's what he does. And you know, they try to leave on the motorcycle, but the man in the mask sets the motorcycle on fire when they're about to get to it. And it just kind of starts going down. They start messing with it. Like, I call it psychological torture, because what they do is like they end up hiding in a bedroom, Ryan and Maya, and the stranger guy, the man in the mask guy, he breaks down the door with the axe and everybody. He doesn't come in the room. They play these games to like let them know like we can get you at any time, right? Like they can kill these people anytime. So it's like a psychological mind game they play with these people. It's kind of fascinating in a weird way. But so they end up going through this crawl space in the bathroom. They go through a vent in the bathroom to a crawl space. They're crawling. Maya ends up like putting her hand in the nail, so the nail goes through it. They have to get it out. They wrap it up with, I don't know what it was, a shoelace, something like that. And then once they get out, the guy, Ryan, trips on a friggin' rock or something, hurts his foot, so he's limping. Then they get into his other, like, little house there. I think it was, like, a shed that was on the property. They had in there, but they get in there and you can see doll face behind them. It was weird. And Ryan finds a gun, they're hiding. And the guy, man in the mask, gets Maya through the window and he shoots at him. They get out, they're running, whatever. That's what happens. And then they're like back at the house walking around. They see a guy there. So Ryan shoots the guy and the guy turns out to be the owner of the Airbnb. So, you know, and they were upset about that. They get in the owner's truck. But then the stranger guy's right there in his truck. Like in every a man in a mask. Every movie he's always in the truck trying to go after them in the truck. So starts smashing the car. Ryan tells Maya to run. She does. And he shoots at the man in the mask still. But doesn't obviously get him. Maya runs into the woods where, oh, I forgot to mention, but the movie starts off in the beginning. I forgot to mention this part. There's a man running in the woods and then the man in the mask kills him. That's how it starts off. So Maya runs in the woods. She hides in like a bunch of leaves and all that stuff sticks to like camouflage and stuff. And then she looks over like to her side, I think it was to her left, and you see the skull of the guy from the beginning of the movie. Also in the diner, there was a missing poster for that guy too, so very weird. But so they're hiding in the woods for a while the strangers are kind of like hunting them in the weird way. Then eventually Ryan gets doll faced with the gun, like has the gun pointed in the back of her head, has her drop her knife, turned around, and then the dude, man in the mask, knocks him out. They end up tying him up, which that's what they did in the first Strangers movie too. They had the couple tied up. The second movie, it was a family, the husband, the wife, and the kids. They were like at this camp thing. They were doing like more of a trailer type thing, but it was like a good campsite. And one of them does end up surviving in the second movie. Sorry, spoiler alert. Anyway, so you gotta tie them up. And where was I? They have them back at the Airbnb tied up. And they ask why you do this. And the classic line that's been said in every Strangers movie, because you were here. I think in the first one though, the first Strangers movie, the doll-faced woman says, because you were home. But in this one, I think in like the last one too, it's like, because you were here. And that's the only time they talk. These strangers never talk. Like, it's just the girl, you know, knocking on the door in the beginning of the movie to mess with them, asking about Tamlin, and then doll-face saying that. So that's the only time you hear them talk. And then, you know, they do their thing to them. They stab them both. Stabs Ryan first, and then man in mask kicks his chair over that he's tied up in, kicks him over. Same with her. And that's all I'm going with it. I'm not going to say whether they lived or died. You guys have to watch the movie to find out. But that was just a quick breakdown on the movie. There's some other, like, crazy stuff that happened. I thought it was a good movie. A little, like, slow. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, like, I know movies, you know, are not going to move fast-paced, going to be, like, going, but I feel like they could have made it better. Especially once the strangers finally have him tied up. Like, all they did was stab him. Like, I feel like that could have been a better scene, too, actually doing other stuff to him. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I feel like with Strangers 2, again, Strangers Prayer at Night, the campsite, spoiler alert if you don't want to hear it, but the man in the mask ends up getting set on fire. So I kind of wish they implicated that in this movie. I mean, I don't know if this movie is supposed to be kind of a sequel to the other two movies, to be honest. But, I mean, it could be cool, like, to have his mask so kind of messed up from being set on fire. I don't know. Or sack, if you want to call it. But I thought it was a good movie. I do feel like I wish they would do a movie where we get an origin of the strangers. Like, why did they become killers? What made them start killing and stuff like that. So that would be interesting to see. Also, I think it would be interesting, too, like, if they want to end the series. Because those are Strangers Chapter 2 coming up this fall. So 2 Strangers movies here coming up this fall. When I googled it more, it said late 2024. So stay tuned for that. I also saw on Google talking about Strangers Chapter 3, so look out for those. But I think a good way to end the series is maybe like having the strangers finally get captured, like from the police or something. I think that could be a cool ending, or maybe them finally getting killed. I don't know. I just think that'd be interesting. But I really would like an origin story on the strangers. Like, what are their names? Why do they kill? You know, how do they become killers? Like, I don't know. I think that would be interesting because I feel like a lot of movies that like series, like the Halloween movies, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, that have a like bunch of movies. You know, they always have origins. So I feel like because there's been a couple strangers movies, I feel like there should be a movie that explains the origin. You know, even if it's just like the beginning of the movie, first couple minutes of the movie, we see a quick backstory of them. I don't know. I think that could be an interesting thing to do. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it, but I give this movie, rate this out of 10. Let's see. I'm going to give it 8. Because I thought it was good. Like I said, it could be, but I think they could have really done like crazier stuff. Like had the strangers do crazier stuff to Ryan and Maya. But that's just my opinion. The movie itself is not scary, guys. I mean, there are some parts where, like, you can say they're jump scares, so. But I also recommend watching Imaginary. I would rate Imaginary, I would rate that probably 9 out of 10, honestly. That might have been a little bit better than the Strangers movie. I mean, they're two separate movies, so it's hard to compare them, but they were both good movies in their own way. So, I recommend watching them both. Again, they're both on Amazon Prime. I know The Strangers is on, what's the other one it's on? I think Peacock? No. Is it Peacock? It's either Peacock or Hulu. One of those two. And I don't know about Imaginary. I know that's on Amazon Prime. I don't know any other places it's on, but I do recommend checking them out. And if you guys have seen either of these movies or both, let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought of them. But, you know, I know horror movies not for everyone, but I don't consider, like, The Strangers horror, like, you know, they're killers, you know. It's not, like, the scariest. Freaky to some parts, like I said, where they pop up and, like, can jump scare you. But, I mean, you know, I feel like if you're someone who watches horror movies, then it doesn't bother you. Like, I watch horror movies, so I don't get jump scared, you know. Like, I don't jump when, like, shit happens. Because, you know, like, you know, in horror movies, like, when you start to get really quiet, something's about to happen. So, like, you know, like, especially if you've watched horror movies for a while now, like, you kind of know how they work. So, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but yeah. I love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. I know probably not the most interesting movie review you can see, but hey, better than nothing. But I love you guys so much. Next video probably would be on Tuesday when Jesse uploads. So that'll probably be the next video you'll see on here. Maybe I'll have something else come out before that. I'm not going to make any promises, but I love you anyway so much. Follow me on my socials. Follow everyone in my description. Guys, please subscribe to me. Please like. And please comment, and I'll see you randomers in the next video. Peace.